Welcome to Kush News, the newscast of the African diaspora. I'm your anchor, Ochanda, daily bringing you the top stories from Africa and the Caribbean. Let's take a look at today's news on Monday, September 2nd, 2024. We go to Nigeria, where protesters stand trial. 10 people who took part in last month's protests across Nigeria have been charged with treason and other serious offenses. All the accused have pleaded not guilty. The protests, dubbed 10 Days of Rage, were called in response to the tough economic times many are living.
As Nigerians, we have to be guided before we take action, because a person will come with an ulterior motive, like the British citizen, that is Andrew Martin Wine, aka Andrew Pochi. He came with his ideas. You will discover that he has brought books, revolutionary books. These are the type of books he circulated, so for his followers to read. You can see, if you read this book, there are revolutionary ideas inside. So, and he brought them, he shared it to his members. Some were sold. Look at a book as big as this. You discover that some of them were sold at 200 naira. Ordinarily you cannot buy a book like this for 200.
They turned violent in some places, and protesters clashed with security forces, leaving at least 7 dead. There were also nearly 700 arrests, as well as treason. The 10 who appeared in court on Monday were charged with the destruction of property and injuring police officers. They were accused of working with a British citizen to destabilize Nigeria by calling on the military to take over government from the current president, Bola Tinubu. They allegedly shouted, "Tinubu must go. It is soldiers we want." Protesters in major Nigerian cities began August 1st with people chanting slogans like "We are hungry" and "End bad governance." The protests, organized through social media, were in part inspired with the protest in Kenya. Nigeria is experiencing its worst economic crisis. Annual inflation now stands at more than 30%. Those in Nigeria, let us know your thoughts on the 10 being charged with treason. Very serious crime and serious charge indeed. Just for those that don't know, treason means you're going against the state or you're going against your country. Let us know what you think. Let's go to the Caribbean. And there we go to the United States, where an American holiday brings out West Indians. The American holiday, called Labor Day, yearly brings out the showcase of Caribbean culture in New York City. The West African American Day Carnival took over Brooklyn on Monday. At least 2 million people watched the parade, which started at 11 a.m. in Crown Heights. Jovert celebrations began at 6 a.m. as partygoers took to the streets before the sun rose. Last year, Jovert was believed to be the safest on record, according to the NYPD. Celebrations were held all weekend, leading up to the carnival, including one of the largest reggae outdoor dance parties Brooklyn has ever seen.
An American Day Parade. This annual extravaganza highlights Caribbean music, dance, culture, and achievements, with thousands of marchers and hundreds of thousands of spectators who come from all over to experience it.
It's wonderful. It's great. Awesome. I love it.
I was born and raised in New York, and I'm now living in Orlando, and I'm so happy to see that my native country, Guyana, now have a float.
Some of the participating groups had sound equipment so big it had to be carried on semi-trailer trucks. No matter where you looked, there was something fascinating to see.
My first time ever being at a parade, and I'm happy to enjoy it.
There were community groups, unions, and educational institutions. It's a must attend for elected officials.
It's a chance for us to celebrate the great diversity of New York, especially right here in Brooklyn.
Food, energy, spirit, how the community came together.
The parade route was lined by food and beverage vendors cooking up favorites from the islands. They offered variety and a home-cooked flavor.
We got jerk chicken, jerk pork, oxtail, curry goat, rice and peas. They love it.
The parade also draws parents celebrating their heritage with their kids in a fun way, and adults who want to stay connected to their culture.
It's amazing that everybody comes down here I think this parade is awesome. I've been coming to this parade for like the last 25 years, and I will never miss it.
Those in New York, especially Brooklyn. Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Wow. You guys see those images? You know, we might know somebody that now stays not too far away from Brooklyn, and so maybe there's a chance that next year Kush News can get some live coverage of the party goers in Brooklyn. Wow, West Indian Day Parade. Looks so nice. When we come back, we'll have today's African proverb of the day. Don't go anywhere.
Don't send money back home. So there's a few things why. Number one, get the voices out of your head. Usually when you're sending money back home, it's because your mom's voice.
Precious! 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 Get down here, bitch!
Your dad's voice.
Wait a minute, man. What's all this about grandkids, man? You've been using the rubbers I gave you, ain't you?
Your uncle with the wooden leg. Your aunt with the glass eye.
Should we have a chat now?
Amika, welcome to This Morning.
Welcome to This Morning. I'm thrilled to be here and I can't wait for the fun to begin.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the African proverb of the day. It comes to us from the Caribbean island of Jamaica. What's going on in Jamaica? And it reads, sleep has no master. Once again, sleep has no master. Jamaican proverb. You done no blood clot. Yeah, what this is translating to is that, come on, huh? When your body needs rest, give it rest. Now, for those that might listen to my podcast and, they work those strenuous jobs like truck drivers, security guards, even people in IT that work those, what they call graveyard shifts in American English. We're working past midnight until 7 a.m. If you have the chance to get some rest, get some rest. This is your one sign. Ochanda is telling you, get some rest, because usually where you're not getting rest, you're going to get it another way. So for instance, like let's say you've been ignoring sleep for the past 3 days. You might be driving and now you're falling asleep on the road. Get some rest right now. Let me know your interpretation of today's African proverb of the day, as well as your thoughts, views, questions, comments, and concerns on the top stories. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make it your best friend for Kush News on Kush Convos TV. I'm Ochanda. We'll see you soon.